This channel does not promote any violent, harmful, or illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant for an educational purpose only.
Just I am trying to express my mind, since you are
Yeah,
making
please do
submission
that.
in connection with the statements made in paragraph 5, that I had also received 7 complaints from 7 members. You may, the concerned police authority, being the investigating agency, may have obtained 70 complaints. But
Not obtained,
wait,
my lord. I'm sorry, not
may have,
obtained.
may have received 70.
Received, my lord. Obtained
Not
has a very
70,
serious meaning.
not 7, but 70 complaints, 70.
Yes.
But
Yes.
what are the materials, relevant materials, which led the investigating agency to direct the bank authority to debit freeze the account?
So based upon the 3 statements,
Only one thing, they've all taken 25 lakhs, all 7 are rebels. All have taken 25, same 7 rebels who are colleagues of the main complainant.
Yes, Mr. Mehta.
but I'm really happy that Dr. Singhvi is not before another court seeking another 5 minutes by the clock. And he is here, my lord. Otherwise, he is known for that.
For your information, I was here when you were not here all the while from inception.
No, I heard you fully. I'm always here. I never jump from.
Yes, Mr. Mehta.
Anyway, my lord, it's a petty thing, my lord, we'll not discuss. So, my lord, before that, we had 3 statements and 7 complaints. But the 7 complaints, whether they were by the MLAs who were defecting or MLAs who were not defecting, my lord, it's not my concern as a police officer. I have to make out, my lord, my satisfaction that this is a case where, till further investigation takes place, I'll have to ensure that the account is not operated and the amount is not further fizzled out. An account is fizzled out, my lord. It was found that, my lord, kindly kindly see para 9 again, my lord. Now,
Yes.
this is, my lord, post freezing. This is
I
post
refer to
freezing.
submitted after Caesar. Yes.
Yeah, correct,
Yes.
my lord. I'm just saying, my lord, what would happen? What
Yes.
would have happened if seizure would not have taken place in a timely manner? That's what I'm trying to satisfy your lordship. my lord, and I'm
The
come
court
to-
is also anxious and eager
Yes.
to protect those accounts. That's
Yes.
why court will not permit
Let-
the petitioner to operate the account as it was being operated before lodging complaint. That's why court is contemplating to appoint a special officer who is retired judge of this court and to regulate this operation of these 3 bank accounts
Well,
in
my lord,
order to facilitate the investigating agency to carry out meaningful investigation.
Lord, I'm grateful, my lord, and I'll
Yes.
respectfully, my lord, assist your lordship, but please have a look at para 9. What is happening, my lord? This, my lord, playing a victim card after, my lord, I'm not concerned. I'm not a politician. I'm
Because
only a lawyer.
what is troubling me, Mr. Mehta, as I expressed my mind yesterday, last occasion also, that why such a lightning speed everything happened. When a poor citizen
Sometimes-
appears before, comes to a police station, then the police is not activated. But when a complaint was lodged with regard to 3 accounts in the evening on 6 p.m. and on the next day morning, it was intimated to the bank authority to debit freeze those accounts.
Be investigated in the meanwhile. That's what exactly I'm telling your lordships. Lord,
So
sometimes what
where is the
happening-
satisfaction? Where is
Lord-
the satisfaction so far the investigating
Lord,
agency is
kindly
concerned
give me a minute.
before debit freezing those 3 accounts?
Lord, kindly give me a minute.
Yes,
Lord,
yes.
kindly-
You will
kindly-
get more than a minute.
No, my lord. I am not to go anywhere else, my lord. I am
Yes,
before-
yes.
Lord, kindly see. Sometimes, my lord, when the police
After all, Solicitor General of India is before me.
No,
I
no,
have
my
to
lord.
hear. Yes,
My lord, a lawyer is before your lordships, and it's a
Yes,
privilege
yes.
to assist your lordship.
yes.
I never carry that burden on my head. But I'm still,
Yes,
my lord,
yes,
learning.
Mr. Mehta. Yes, Mr. Mehta, carry on.
The difficulty is, my lord, sometimes when the police acts in time, Lord,
I have a bad habit of expressing my mind during course of hearing. What can be
Lord,
done?
on the lighter side,
Yes.
I will not go into the details, but in one of my books, I mentioned about one jurist who said that it's always better that a judge speaks his mind because that at least ensures that he's not sleeping.
Yes.
On the lighter side, my lord. That was some British judge, my lord, and the British lawyer. It's not Indian context. Oh, para 9, my lord. Kindly see what would have happened, my lord. Sometimes if the police doesn't act with alacrity, my lord, it is always said that it comes only after the offense is committed. Sometimes with acts with alacrity, that why did you do it in a haste? Well, para 9 is the answer.
Yes, paragraph 9.
Yes. I respectfully submit that after the seizure and upon investigation conducted so far, it is found, well, this is what we could prevent.
Yes.
that high value transactions have taken place in the immediate past of registration of first information report and after declaration of results of the West Bengal Assembly elections. I state and submit that the investigation conducted so far reveals some other accounts having large volumes of funds and appropriate orders are passed, etc., etc. So investigation is going on. My only worry is, as an investigating agency, your lordship may permit, suppose your lordship permits Dr. Singhvi's group to discharge their responsibilities towards the day-to-day functioning, maybe through the honorable judge your lordship would appoint. It would prima facie give a confirmation that prima facie they are the real TMC. If your lordship permits,
How is the state concerned about this?
Mr. Neeraj Kishan Kaul, I am concerned. Look, I am supposed to protect the
The
property.
state is taking sides. Usually there is a faction. How is the state
How are they
concerned about
concerned?
this investigation?
My learned friends interrupted at a very right stage. I must give them that credit. They understood
Let
what
there
I
be at least a show of impartiality.
Yes, yes.
At least a show of impartiality.
Mr. Datta, I have opposed you when you were a law officer on many occasions, and let's not go into it. Let's not go into it. My
I'm
worry.
talking about the state, not you personally, sir.
No. I am also talking about the state, not Mr. Datta personally. You represented the state, of course. But let's not go into those unpleasant things. My difficulty is, and this is my concern, that either way, Mr. Kaul also should not be permitted to operate, because that also give a premature that maybe that they are the real TMC. The decision can be taken only by the election commission, and that on that there is no dispute. If your lordship's very right concern is that the day-to-day administration or day-to-day functioning or day-to-day expenditure needs to be taken care of, your lordships can direct IO to do that. There would be no issue whether this group or that group. Let the election commission decide that group.
How IO can be directed, because IO is the party in this writ petition. He is investigating the matter. Under his direction, accounts were frozen. So therefore,
Now,
a feasible and a reasonable approach has to be taken by this court
I
in
bow
order
down.
to strike a balance in between the concern expressed on behalf of the respondent authorities, being the investigating agency, vis-a-vis the challenge which has been thrown by the petitioner by presenting this writ petition.
Kindly, visualize
Mr. Mehta.
visualize a position. We your lordships and me.
Mr. Mehta, please come to the relevant part of the complaint lodged on
May I flag one more point? I'm
Yes,
not.
yes.
One more point. I'm just flagging it. Dr. Mr. Datta has given a list of day-to-day activities.
Yes.
That can be discharged by anyone your lordship decides. My worry is, suppose Dr. Singhvi's client come that we need 40 lakhs for organizing a rally, and Mr. Kaul's organizing a rally from the funds, and Mr. Kaul's client also comes that we want to have some printing of some material, and we also want 20 lakhs. How the learned
No,
judge?
Mr. Kaul's client has no authority so far this present account is concerned as on date,
That is
because he has not stated in his complaint that he is having authority to operate this account.
That is
How
exactly where.
that is what this court is trying to express to all the learned senior advocates representing the parties, that why an attempt is being made to expand the scope of the writ petition.
No, there is no.
A concern is expressed with regard to utilization of funds which are lying in those three accounts. Now, it is also the consideration of this court while hearing this writ petition that concern which has been expressed by the de facto complainant has to be taken into consideration while passing an order. But there a balance has to be struck in between the concern expressed by the de facto complainant vis-a-vis the right of the account holders to operate their account. Now, if subsequently there is an alteration of situation with regard to composition of the party or the recognition of the faction of within the party, then an application can be preferred before this court for reconsideration of the issue. But today, since as the situation is existing, so there is no nothing further is required to be considered. I am the account holder. My right to operate the account is impacted by the acts taken by the investigating authority. Now that is challenged before this.
Because I just want-
Mr.
I
Paul
want-
can clarify.
Manoj, can I- just one small
that
submission.
is
Just a minute,
challenged
permission.
at whose instance, who was member of the Trinamool Congress, who is one of the beneficiaries of those three
That
accounts,
is an oral
who
statement.
utilized
Leave
this
it to be
account,
true, Manoj,
who
but I am-
won the fourth election, who won the assembly election, and after publication of result, he lodged a complaint.
Plus, I have just
Okay.
one,
Manoj,
can I just make just one submission?
Manoj,
I
Dr.
just take-
Mr.
can I make
Kaul-
just
Mr. Kaul, only a
Yeah,
minute.
Mr. Kaul.
That's
Yeah.
a moral judgment your lordships would be taking, which perhaps, Manoj,
That's
lies
right.
with the Election Commission of India.
That's right.
Whether
Can I
they
make one
vote
submission?
or
So
not,
that's why, yes, if ultimately if a particular faction within Trinamool Congress, All India Trinamool Congress is recognized by a competent authority, in that event, it is brought to the notice of this court that a scenario is changed.
No,
So
that is
therefore,
not-
then court,
that is
that's
for
why
Mr.
court
Kaul.
is, that's why court is contemplating that to regulate the account by appointing an special officer, so that the amount cannot be siphoned out.
only day to day, your lordships are contemplating
Yes, only day to day.
Not
As
Manoj
it is-
for organizing rallies or something.
No, as it is averred in paragraph 8 of that
Lord,
supplementary.
that
Nothing
Manoj, as a
more than
police
that,
officer, I
Mr.
cannot say Mr. Kaul
Mr.
and Mr.
Mehta.
Parmeshwar can say.
Manoj, can I just make,
And Mr. Mehta, I'm telling you, just a minute, Mr. Parameshwar. Just a minute, Mr. Mehta, please come to the relevant part of the complaint dated 18 June 2026, which is at page Annexure P1, page 41 of the writ petition.
Yeah, yes, I have that.
Now, if you read the last paragraph of page 41, especially the last sentence, there is also a reasonable apprehension that if prompt action is not taken, relevant electronic records, banking data, and financial evidence may be altered, concealed, and dissipated. Now, court will direct the bank authority to preserve those original relevant electronic records, banking data, and financial evidence, and if necessary, that will be shared with the investigating agency for the purpose of meaningful investigation.
But yeah, Manoj, if it is for day to day expenses, Manoj, I think except Mr. Kaul and Mr. Parmeshwar, I cannot say anything beyond that.
Yes.
It may not be, Manoj, for any.
Just one.
Manoj, can I now just make two submissions for your
I have
lordship?
heard Mr. Parameshwar.
Manoj, may I? I'm sorry, my lord, at that stage I thought the SG was starting. I just stepped out for a minute. I'll just take 2 minutes.
And before dictating this order, I'm expressing my mind, and you will respond to this. All senior advocates are there. That I have decided to appoint senior retired judge of our court, Justice Subroto Talukdar, former judge of this court, to be the special officer for the purpose of operating the bank accounts. But he is father of the advocate who is representing respondent
One of the
number
parties. We have,
4. If you have any objection, then you can raise it.
we don't have.
Well, as far as I am instructed, none, unless Mr. Kishore Datta says something, I can make it very clear, we have none, even
It
though.
is your lordship's choice, Manoj. I don't think it
Manoj,
can be.
that I
okay.
don't think
No, no,
anyone
but
will.
it is my duty to express it, reveal it,
Fair enough, Manoj,
express
fair
it
enough.
to
Please
bow
record
down.
it.
senior advocates representing the parties.
Manoj, that's very fair of your lordships. We leave it to your lordships. That's very fair of your lordships.
And please record that you asked us and we said so, Manoj. We said
And
so.
my lords, can I just make 2 submissions and I'm done, my lord? Just 2 brief submissions. My lords, just keep these 2 things in mind, that today, in the light of the judgments of the Supreme Court, under section 102, which is akin to 106, an account is property and orders can be passed as far as that is concerned of seizure by the police. 107, my lord, is a case where you have a reason to believe that it's proceeds of crime. That's a later stage. 106 is the
Mr. Kaul,
stage where an investigation is on.
I'm just interrupting you, Mr. Kaul. This is the view which I have expressed at the beginning of at the beginning of hearing, when Mr. Dotto was trying to rely upon a judgment that this is not within the ambit of section 106 subsection 1, that that the authority, that the investigating agency cannot issue a prohibitory order upon the bank to seize the account. That I have but I have expressed my mind that I am not in addendum with the view expressed by those judgments, and that gets fortified by your submission.
Your lordships are
That this is
absolutely
judgment
right.
of this court. Please
Your
supply me
lordships are-
that judgment.
Lordships are absolutely right, because your lordship's view is completely in sync with the state of Maharashtra versus Tapas Neogi, a 1999
Oh,
judgment
that is 99.
directly on the point.
There has
Now,
been so many
secondly, my
judgments in
lords,
the
if my
past 3
learned friend
years.
will not interrupt, my second point for your lordship's kind consideration is this. My lords, the attempt is not even for a minute to suggest that your lordship should decide who represents the Trinamool Congress. That's not the
Right.
attempt. That is for the election commission to decide, and there are any number of judgments of your lordships to say that the symbols order, which is passed under Article 324 of the Constitution, gives plenary powers to the election commission to decide which is the faction which represents the party when there are rival factions. The only submission that I'm making for your lordship's kind consideration is that if section 15 and 18 of the symbols order are read in their totality, read with the judgments of the Supreme Court from Subhash Desai downwards and upwards, there are power of interim orders also that the election commission can pass to remove any difficulty, any problem in recognizing who represents the party. I put a question to myself that when a question comes to the election commission as to which rival faction is the real Trinamool Congress, here for instance 63 out of the 80 MLAs are supporting us, who is the real party? In that case, the
But
election
again,
commission can also...
in a different matter, we are trying to enter into an arena which is not an issue.
Manoj, can I just complete? Can I
That
just
will not
complete?
permit Mr.
Manoj,
Kaul
can I
to
complete?
argue on this.
No, my lords,
To argue on this.
No, my lords, I started by saying I'm not saying that your lordships will decide who is the rival faction. I'm not saying that.
Yes.
All that I'm saying is, please let me just complete
And
this.
court is aware of its power under Article 226.
Right,
of the
my lord, your
Constitution of
lordships
India.
powers under 226, not for a minute. Your lordships are absolutely right to do complete justice and substantive justice. My submission for your lordships kind consideration is that if the election commission's powers are plenary to decide which is the rival faction which represents the party, it also has the power to pass interim orders under section 18.
So in
The interim orders
anticipation,
will include
in
powers as to
anticipation
running
of
of
the power,
accounts and running of
Mr.
party
Kaul, in
offices.
anticipation of the power which is to be exercised by the Election Commission of India in connection with the proceeding which is lying or
Pending.
which will be considered by the commission, the Article 226 court will not pass any order.
No, my lords, my respectful submission for that will be this, that in the meantime, when there is a serious dispute as to who represents the party, can such a petition be maintainable at the
Let the
behest of a
decision be
party
taken by the
which does
Election
not
Commission of
represent the
India.
party?
If the situation is altered with regard to recognition of a faction faction within the Trinamool, then you will have Mr. Kaul, that you have the every right to approach this court
So
for
my only request
modification
is,
of the order.
my only request is, your lordships have indicated your lordships are appointing someone to run to handle the account and run the
Yes.
day-to-day affairs. My only request to your lordships is one, please keep this in mind. I don't want to take any more of your precious time. Please keep in mind that there are two rival factions whose dispute is pending in the commission. So when the honorable judge who deals with the matter must take into account the views of both the factions when the account is run, it can't be that the petitioner who's come before your lordships is the only representative of the Trinamool. According to us, we are the Trinamool, not them, with overwhelming majority and a national convention already held. All that I'm saying is our views are equally important and ought to be taken into account by the honorable judge that your lordships are appointing while dealing with the expenses for day-to-day expenses of the party. It can't
No,
be
that I will not permit
can't
at
tomorrow
this
that a
stage.
party
No,
which
that
came
will
as a
be a total
petitioner
chaos.
misuses it.
That I will not permit today. That your view will be considered before the special officer who is to be appointed. The person
Please sentence and rejoinder.
they will present the check before the special officer, and special officer will put a further signature on the check, and then check is to be presented before the bank
Lordship, please.
Manoj,
for
our
day-to-day
difficulty-
administration.
Manoj, our difficulty-
Not beyond
Three
that.
sentences in
I am
rejoinder.
not-
Three
I am
sentences
not
in
going to
rejoinder.
I am
Our
not going to
difficult-
travel the special officer by giving a leverage to the particular faction of Trinamool Congress to appear before the special officer and to frustrate the order which is going to be passed.
No,
today.
my lords, all that I'm saying is at least hear the
First,
views.
get your stand
That's
or get your position fortified by the order to be passed by the election commission, and then approach this court for a leave or a particular order which is to be
Manoj,
passed
all
by this
that I'm
court
saying is
if
when a
this court is approached.
Mr.
Manoj,
Call,
Manoj,
Mr.
just
Call,
one
Mr.
minute.
Call, Mr.
Three
Call,
sentences in rejoinder now, Mr.
Mr.
Rejoinder.
Call, only a minute, my lord. If your lordships are considering day-to-day administration, day-to-day expenses, my lord, possibly, my lord, this faction or that faction may not arise.
Yes.
Datta has the list, my lord, of payment to the salary of employees, etc., my lord. That can be
No, no.
entrusted to the learned judge, my lord. There
Very
is
well. Now,
no-
Manoj, three sentences in rejoinder.
And-
Manoj. Three
Manoj,
sentences
can
in
I just
rejoinder.
complete? As far as day-to-day expenses are concerned, your lordships are absolutely right. No problem arises. I have no problems with that. That is, I am not.
And I
pushing
will
on
add,
this.
Mr. Call, I will add that no major expenditure apart from the
Right.
expenditures which are disclosed in paragraph 5 of the supplementary affidavit will be permitted by the special officer.
And my lords, my last submission, I'm very grateful, my lords, that very fairly protects the interest of both the rival factions. I'm very grateful for that. We are satisfied
sorry,
with
but
that.
it's at
My
paragraph-
only
Manoj,
last
can I just take
submission-
three
my
sentences?
only- Just a
Mr.
minute,
Datta.
Dr. Singh. My last submission for your lordship's kind consideration is that your lordships in this order may kindly indicate that this order, the decision of the election commission, even if an interim order is to be passed, will be uninfluenced by any observations made therein, because the election commission may tomorrow pass an interim order.
No,
That
three
will not come in
sentences
the
in
way of the
rejoinder.
election commission deciding and exercising their plenary powers. If they
Now,
tomorrow
three
pass an interim order, my lads, in the matter, at least this order should not come in the way of the election commission passing
Now,
any interim order in exercise of their plenary powers. That's
Uh,
all that
three or
I'm
four
saying,
po-
as and when they
three or
decide.
four points,
As
three or
and
four
when they
points in
decide.
rejoinder very briefly, Melis, very briefly. Number one, Melis, what is happening here is a simple exercise of alleged power under 106. Respondent is the police. Normally, of course, the solicitor never appears for the police. Solicitor appears for the police, taking an active role in
So
the
what is
matter.
what I'm strongly object. Who says solicitor doesn't appear for the police?
Anyway,
Let me conclude the hearing and
State-
Of course, my lord, these are all, my lord,
Police
for,
in normally
and
does
also
not.
I will
I
make
see.
an attempt to
I see.
complete my
Read.
dictation.
no, these
Now,
are
can I just finish
deals.
my
If
Melis,
the
point
defendant
now?
is interested,
Let him
I'm
not
not-
interrupt me, Melis. Let me
All
finish my-
very,
let
very
me finish
senior
my three
advocates
submissions.
of our country are appearing in this matter.
I would be very responsible
Let
and
me-
articulate.
sentences.
Consider the concern.
This is
Very well.
childish an argument, my lord.
Senior
Too
advocates,
childish
then
an
let
argument.
me.
He
pass
doesn't
an
want
order.
me to.
This
He
is
doesn't want me to do my
an
rejoinder.
argument,
That's why
my
he's
lord.
interrupting me. He
No,
doesn't want me to do my
sorry.
rejoinder.
Not else way.
Now, Melis, my point is this.
Solicitors can
Your
always
lordship
appear
is
for the
being- your
investigating.
lordship is being your lordship is being told directly or indirectly, both by Mr. Mehta and by Mr. Kaul, to whittle down the existence and running of this party to nugatory. I'll just make my points and finish in 3 minutes first. Your lordship has a order. If that order is to be stayed in status quo ante restored with a special officer, that's one part. The special officer is a safeguard, a supervisory safeguard. The special officer is not being appointed by a lordship as a new president of a Trinamool to run the party. Now, Malal, I just heard an argument by both of them in tandem, as if Malal's holding rallies for a political party is alien. Malal, does a political party sit in drawing room and have tea, or does it go to picnics? Mr. Talukdar will be there to see that if the Trinamool has a rally tomorrow, as your lordship says, the very significant safeguard of signing, co-signing a check, and the pressure of the fact that nothing hanky-panky can happen is valid. But to say that your lordship should be invited today in advance, before the election commission, before the speaker deciding anything, as my lord put it, anticipatory manner, that Mr. Talukdar will decide the nature of the activity of the political party. Obviously, if the political party comes and says we are going on a foreign jaunt to Australia, Mr. Talukdar may interfere. But Manas, rallies are the heart, soul, they are the heartbeat of a
Individual
political
cases
party.
cannot be decided here.
Mr. Mehta, you are a police
Any
officer. Please.
posters and flags. and-
Mr. Mehta, you are not a political party. You just said very
I know,
ironically
I
that you are
know,
not
I
into
know.
politics. You are
I
not
know.
into politics. You are the most political argument. Now, Malas,
Yes.
let me.
It's a
so he's
legal
interrupted my
argument.
flow. He's interrupted my flow again, but I will not desist from my rejoinder, Malas. My point is that your lordship should not put artificial restrictions. Then, thirdly, Mr. Kaul, Malas, is asking your lordship to not restore this order, as my lord rightly said 10 times, this writ petition. He is asking your lordship to make a new writ petition where Justice Talukdar will sit and hear two parties every day as if he was the party operating these
That I'm
accounts.
not going to do, because
for
that will not
day-to-day
solve the
administration.
problem.
As if Mr.
And
Kaul,
the special officer will be in difficulty.
and as if Mr. Kaul was operating these accounts. One of the extraordinary
yes.
submissions.
Hearing concluded, Advocate General Mr. Mitra is, in addition to the submission made by Mr. Mehta,
Yes.
wants to make.
Yes.
Mr.
For the
Lataka
only
may
thing,
add
Malas,
one or two sentences, that's all.
Yes.
since
Because
Mr.
this one
Mehta does not have,
extraordinary prejudice was caused by telling your lordship that 290 crores was moved. Well, this is not fair. 290 crores is moved from 5 accounts of Trinamool to 1 account of Trinamool to consolidate. What kind of
We will
argument
come
is
to
so
that. We will come to that. Let us
Go to one
answer
account,
that.
one account.
Court will not enter into these aspects with
Just your
regard to the
Once we enter
transaction.
into it, we will enter into it.
Yes, Mr. Mitra.
well, since Mr. Mehta does not have a copy of this affidavit, may I, my lord, kindly come to paragraph 8 of the supplementary affidavit once. The supplementary affidavit filed, my lord. Kindly come to paragraph 8.
By the petitioner.
Page 4.
Supplementary affidavit, page 3, paragraph
Page
8.
4, my lord. Shubhashis Chakraborty, affirmed on 7th
Page
of
4. Yes. Paragraph
8.
Paragraph 8. Page 4 starts with paragraph 11.
No, your lordship is saying our affidavit. We are,
Sujoy Shaha.
we are
No, no.
petitioner's affidavit.
Shubhashis Chakraborty.
Shivashis Chakra. Affidavit filed by the petitioner.
But it was placed by Mr. Mehta that
No, no,
I
we
dispute
are not relying on that. We are relying their affidavit now.
Oh, their affidavit.
Yes.
Yes, paragraph 4.
Paragraph 8, my lord, page 4. My lord, this is what they want your lordship to rely on. Kindly come to. At present, the petitioner number 1 employs approximately 215 employees. I No, think I read this entire paragraph. May I do
Yes,
not
yes.
believe, my lord, in interruption. At present, the petitioner number 1 employs approximately 215 employees whose salaries for the current month remain due and payable. The aggregate liability towards such salaries being approximately rupees 51 lakhs. No particulars. Not a single document. No, my lord, when I come
I
up,
also, Mr. Mitra, do not get any particular from the learned advocate. What are the materials which are available before the police authority?
I'll tell you, lordship.
Before the police authority, before David freezing the account.
I'll tell you, lordship. I'll tell you, lordship.
Nothing is disclosed.
I'll kindly bear with me, my lord, for 2 minutes, my lord. Now, my lord, today, my lord, on this basis, my lord, they want your lordship, my lord, to pass an order that, my lord, this 51 lakhs per month has to be released. Now, my lord, I expected, my lord, maybe I am wrong, that, my lord, when I come up before the court saying that this amount is to be released, I give the particulars. At least if I don't annex documents, I say that this is the list. Mr. A.
Mr. Mitra, it is their account. It is their account. Today, court
no,
is not
no.
going to decide that whether the
I
proceeds
am
of the
not-
account
I am
can be
not, my
utilized by others or not.
I am not, my lord, on the point whose account it is. Now, my lord, what was the allegation? The allegation was, my lord, rightly, wrongly, the allegation was the money which is there, in the account. My lord, that was, my lord, that had gone into the account, not in, my lord, the legal way. Basically, that was the allegation, my lord. There was possibly not the allegation whether A faction or B faction would, my lord, deal with it. The money which is there in the account, my lord, did not enter the account, my lord, in a proper way. That was the allegation. Petition does not say that where from the money went into the account. Now, my lord, if somebody, my lord, going into the accounts, my lord, or my lord, looking into other accounts, finds that, my lord, a day before, my lord, substantial money has been withdrawn. Now, my lord, what would
It was sent, as Dr. Singhia said, it was transmitted to another account to consolidate that account.
Wait, no, actually, have they said that in their petition? Have they said there in this affidavit?
Whether it is disclosed in the complaint.
Yes, not disclosed, not disclosed.
Where is the disclosure?
My lord, it's not, my lord. If I, My lord,
My
It's an oral submission. It's an oral submission.
It says in my report, my lord, I have said
It's
an
an
affidavit.
omnibus complaint.
my lord,
And within 12 hours, three accounts were seized.
Very-
And I do not find any material before the investigating agency as on date justifying the steps taken by the investigating agency.
my lord, the affidavit,
Mr. Mitro,
the affidavit possibly says, my lord, that substantial money has been withdrawn.
I am expressing my mind that to prima facie,
Yes.
that it is a ploy to debit freeze the account, nothing else. And at the instance of a person who himself is a beneficiary of those three accounts.
My lord, tomorrow,
Yes, please come back. Please come.
my lord, only
Yes,
one
yes.
submission. Only one submission. My lord, I would expect, my lord, that the special officer will verify the payments. Merely, my lord, he will.
That Mr. Mitro,
Otherwise, my lord, actually,
Mr. Mitro, if I do this, the special officer will not be able to discharge his obligation.
otherwise, my lord, the
Otherwise,
whole
you know
difficulty
that
is-
there will be total chaos before the special officer and a right. I am not going to give any right to a particular faction to appear.
No,
before
no,
the
no,
special
no, I'm
officer
not on that.
And to question the
I am not on that. I am
expenditure.
not on that.
Then the very purpose of this order,
Yes,
which is
we
going to be
frustrate-
passed,
mere-
will be frustrated. That I am the last person to do this.
My lord, merely.
Your lordship may
But
say
they will
day
not-
to day expenditure, my lord, that I think would.
I am opposing that. It's a running of a party. Everything will go through.
I am
But done with day to day. I'm opposing that
I was
very
only
innocent
asking
face.
something, my lord, that
No,
he
it's a
will-
very innocent face
Not
to
that, my lord, he will
I
restrict the
also,
party.
I also know your competencies. Being an advocate, you can raise many issues that requires consideration of this court, but considering the issue involved and the nature of complaint lodged, permit this court to pass an order.
No, I cannot stop. I was only trying to say, my lord, let the special officer at least verify. My lord, mere
Please
check, my lord,
don't
take your
invite
lordship.
this court, Mr. Mitro, to pass an order where special officer will be in effect. That will give a leverage to a particular faction of Trinamool Congress to raise their voice before the special officer. That I am not going to do. If you can satisfy me on this point, then I will abjure this option of appointment of special officer.
My lord, in that event, may I submit this? May I submit this? If your lordship is pleased to look into, my lord, paragraph 8, 51 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 1 lakh, 63,000.
These will be considered a time of final.